Hi friends, welcome back. Today we're talking about polynomials and we're talking specifically about the polynomial factor theorem. This is what it says. First, what we have to do is practice by dividing. So we are going to divide this polynomial by this binomial. I've got another piece of paper under there. Move that. Okay, so we're going to divide this guy right here. Grab your notebook. You're going to want to take notes on this. I'm going to do this by long division because I think that that's going to be helpful. And then we'll show you synthetic division as we go along. So the first one is x minus 2. And then on the inside, we do x to the third plus 5x squared minus 7x plus 2. Now, if any of those had been missing, like if it was x to the third minus 7x and the x squared wasn't there, you would have to use a placeholder, making it 0x squared. So you always want to make sure that you have all of your exponents in order and that they're all there. Okay, so what do? We say, what do I need to multiply x by to get x to the third? Well, x squared. Make sure to put that over the correct column. This is also why we use placeholders, so everything lines up. Now I'm going to take this x squared and multiply it through x minus 2x. So x squared, so that's going to give me x to the third, and then this times this gives me minus 2x squared. Now we're subtracting, and I think subtracting is kind of awkward to do if you're using negatives. So really all subtracting is changing your signs. So you're going to hear me say, change your signs, just like that. So now when we do that, this cancels out and we have 7x squared. When we subtract, we bring down minus 7x. Now, what do I need to multiply x by to get 7x squared? 7x, so plus 7x. Take that 7x and distribute it through this, we would get 7x squared minus 14x. Change your signs, we get 7x, and when we subtract, we have to bring down. Now, what do I need to multiply x by to get 7x? Just 7. So plus 7. Take that 7 and distribute it through here, we get 7x minus 14. Change our signs and we're left with 16 as our remainder. Now 16 is positive, so when we write our remainder, we write plus, because it's positive, 16 over x minus 2. So that would be, so our answer, let me write that a little clearer, is x squared plus 7x plus 7 plus 16 over x minus 2. Excellent. Get it? X. Excellent. I'm hilarious. Okay. Is x plus 2 a factor of f of x equals all this garbage? If so, completely factor. All right, let's try. Here's what we do. Little side work here. We're going to say x plus 2 equals 0. We're going to use our zero product property. So if this is a factor, then when it equals 0, x equals negative 2. So if this is a factor, then one of our zeros is x equals negative 2. Essentially, you always just do the opposite of what's in here. So I'm going to put that in my box here, and I'm going to do synthetic division in order to divide this. Synthetic division uses all of these coefficients, and again, you want to make sure you have all of them there, or if you don't, you have a placeholder of 0. In this case, all of them are there, x to the third, x squared, x, and 16. So I'm going to use those coefficients. Those are the numbers that come in front of your variable. And I'm going to bring this down, and now I'm ready to begin synthetic division. Here's how it works. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. Add these two together to get negative 10. Negative 2 times negative 10 is positive 20. Add those two together, I get negative 8. Negative 2 times negative 16 is positive 16. Yes, this is what we want. If our remainder, which is this last one here, is 0, then this has worked. Now, when I said you need to use a placeholder for all of these, if you're missing x squared, x to the third, any of those, you also have to use a remainder. You would have to use a 0 if your constant is not there. You do have to put a placeholder. So if that's the case, this is our remainder, which makes this our constant, our x and our x squared. So in fact, x plus 2 is a factor. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to factor it right below here. X plus 2, and then remaining, what I have is 3x squared minus 10x minus 8. And then remainder is 0. If that was anything but 0, not a factor. So like back up here where we had a remainder of 16, not a factor. Okay, so now have we completely factored this? No, because I see that we have a polynomial or a trinomial here, right? A quadratic that we can factor. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to do a little side work here. 3x squared minus 10x minus 8. If I wanted to factor this, I would say 3 times 8 is 24. List all of my factors of 24. And this tells me different signs. So I need a positive and a negative. That gives me negative 10. Well, if I do positive 2 and negative 12, that'll give me negative 10. So I'm going to say 3x squared plus 2x minus 12x minus 8. Now we are ready to factor by grouping. We have, what can I take from this first one? I can take out an x, which leaves me with 3x plus 2, bring down my sign. What can I take out of here? A 4, which leaves me with 3x plus 2. Do not get tricked by that. Do not just bring your negative down, because these two things have to be exactly alike. If they are, you've done it correctly. If they are not, then you go back and double check your work, and likely you just brought that negative down. But remember, negative 4 times positive 2 would give me negative 8. If I left this as a negative, it would be negative 4 times negative 2, which would be positive 8, which is incorrect. So what are my factors here? They are x minus 4 and 3x plus 2. So I have now completely factored this. I have x plus 2, x minus 4, and 3x plus 2. Okay, let's try another one of these. So, scratching my nose, allergies. Okay, so I just ran my marker across my microphone. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. Given negative 3 is a 0 of this guy right here, find the remaining zeros. So essentially we're factoring this. So we have f of x equals. Now we are told that that is a 0, which means that the factor of that is x plus 3, because again, if I set x plus 3 equal to 0, I would get x equals negative 3. And remember, your x's or your zeros or your roots, so I could even call this a root, those are all the same words, is negative 3. So now that I have that, what we're going to do is a little bit of synthetic division. So I'm going to take my 0 or my x here. Now I'm going to put my coefficients here. All of them are there, so we're good. 1, negative 2, negative 21, negative 18. Bring down my 1. Now I am ready to begin my synthetic division. All I have to do is multiply this times this to get negative 3. Add those together to get negative 5. Negative 3 times negative 5 is positive 15. That's going to give me negative 6. Negative 3 times negative 6 is positive 18, and 0. Yay, my remainder is 0. So this is my remainder, this is my constant, this is my x, this is my x squared. Okay, so let's take this information. We already know x plus 3 is one of them because we used negative 3. That means we have 1x squared minus 5x minus 6. Now, this guy we can factor, so we'll bring this down and we'll say x. This tells me different signs, so plus and minus. Factors of 6 are 1 and 6 and 2 and 3. I need a positive and a negative. That gives me negative 5. So if I do positive 1 and negative 6, that will give me negative 5. So positive 1, negative 6. Kablam! You have just factored this entire thing. Good work. We will see you next time.